If you're law enforcement, you should probably hear this. So, with all the news around the UK, there's been so much shit happening. There's been political action. There's been literally inviting the war criminal to the country. And what's scary about this is it essentially means we're complicit in, obviously, not only a genocide but supplying arms to said genocide. And this is also true for when we were supplying arms to Russia, based on what I know of it anyway. And the UK is in a really shitty place at the moment. And what's happening now is essentially your right to protest is being impeached on. Meaning, if you're someone in law enforcement or in the military who has an opinion on whether it's something like Gaza or Ukraine or even just around the world, like US politics for example, and you're protesting that, you're essentially in danger. And this is where I really say that it's time to put up the badge, time to put up the medals. Because this country is going to absolute shit, and either we need people to stand up for what's right and obviously take a dive, like literally do the right thing, as opposed to stand there and be complicit with all these problems. But we need people to be on board with that, not in just a majority, but a minority as well. Because it needs to start from a minority to become a majority. And once more people get together, they grow the confidence to essentially fight back and do what's right. And this is the point of peaceful protest, really. You know, all these police officers now in Parliament, for some reason, Parliament Square, they're arresting innocent people for protesting. And apparently this was done because of a terrorism law, which doesn't even hold up today because it's so out of date and inaccurate. And it's literally being enforced on people who are doing the right thing and standing on the right side of history. And this is what I mean by put up your badge and put up your medals. It's no longer about defending your own country. It's about defending it from monsters. And if you're defending a monster, you are objectively complicit. It's literally that simple. Because you have the opportunity to stand up and oppose what's being done. Like the moment we start seeing police officers arresting other police officers, like yeah, that's really good because that means people are actually standing up for what's right. Not just as civilians, but in the law itself. It may get you fired, that's for sure, but at the end of the day, is that really worse than what's going on around the world right now? Is that worse than being stuck in Gaza, waiting for your death to come, and watching other people suffer around you? Is that really better than the fucking Russia-Ukraine war? Like, it's obviously so much better to just be unemployed at the moment than be in those terrible situations where there is no employment. And again, you don't know if death's coming to you. Simple as that. Like, it's a no-brainer. And the thing that does terrify me at the moment is people, again, in these positions to stand up for what's right and even just suddenly turn and side with those who are doing nothing wrong. Like, you have the power to do that, and that's better than supporting something that's so abhorrently wrong. It does leave me sick to my stomach that in the UK we can welcome war criminals, but also people who supposedly support things like what Trump is doing in the US, and even trying to support Russia. I think that's something I heard. So yeah, I tried to come up with a phrase for this. To be honest, I can't really think of one other than principle over paycheck, because that's ultimately what this comes down to. You've got retired people and workers currently protesting about Palestine. Like, they want to stop the genocide. They want to free Palestine, and they're taking great sacrifices to do that, including jail time. And this is really where we need to stand up for what's right. It doesn't matter what position you're in. I will say, for those who've potentially done the arrest and even intervened in situations like this, or even just escorted the fucking war criminal himself, or itself, I should say. I don't consider them human, just monsters. You have the power to change that. You just suddenly not do your job, essentially, and do the right thing. Join them. Join the protest. Join the right side of history. I guarantee you it's more important than any paycheck. And currently, as the world currently stands, the paychecks dominate government at the moment. So, yeah, don't be a part of that. Trust me. Especially with what the world's going through right now. And also, I think that's the other thing. There was a video I just saw before recording this. It's like someone reporting on the racism situation in the UK. It sort of reminded me how badly it's gone out of hand, and how essentially people on the side of the law just don't seem to care. So, and that's really demonstrating the point. Like, it's so corrupt. It's gotten so bad that people who can't defend themselves literally either get beaten up or worse, like, they get killed. And that's kind of really scary. That's why we need people to start rising up and start opposing what they're essentially working for, like standing for even. So yeah, thanks for listening, and see you on another time.